Today we're heading straight through town. We're going to go to the light, and we're going to go straight through the light and proceed east. And yes, you heard me correctly, we are going to go through the light. Now before you go thinking that this is just a little one light town because I referred to that as the light, you'd be wrong, because well, we've got 4 of them. You haven't been to Meredith unless you've gone through the light. You may have gone through all the other lights, but you haven't been to Meredith unless you hit this light. All 4 paths leading into it turn into 2 lanes where you get the chance to check out the folks in the other cars. Admit it, you all do it. Some of you sit there and try to pretend you're not doing it, but you do. We all know. But this is a great opportunity, especially if you've just encountered some bozo that doesn't think 5 miles an hour over the speed limit's fast enough for him, and he's just got to demonstrate the awesome power and sound of a souped up Subaru. Basically sounds like a frickin' chipmunk on a Harley to me, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Oh yeah, out here passing on double yellow lines and into oncoming traffic, and by God, he's going to get to and through that light long before you do. But little does he know that 90% of the time you'll be able to just pull up beside him at the light and point and laugh hysterically. Great fun. The other great thing about the light is, and this has been somewhat diminished with the advent of GPS and people no longer requiring locals to figure out where things are in town, which has honestly taken some of the fun of tourist season out of it for us, because you know, locals like to mess with tourists no matter how big the town you're in. And we can always work the light into a set of directions. You know, it's one of those deals where, yeah, you go straight through the light and it'll be a half a mile on your left. Or you go down to the light and you take a left and your first right and it'll be right there. Then there's my personal favorite. Well, about 3/4 of a mile before the light, it'll be just there on the right. When people look at you funny for giving them that set of directions, you give them the alternate version, which is, well, you go to the light and you take a left, and then you take your first right, and you go down to the street ends, you take another right, and you go through the light, and it'll be 3/4 of a mile on your right. And then they're really pissed. So as you can tell, even though we are in a one-light town, the light has some importance to our little town. And if you ever come through, plan on being in town for any bit of time, well, you probably ought to familiarize yourself with the location of the light, so that if the batteries on your GPS dies, then you actually absolutely need directions from one of us locals, you'll understand what we're talking about.